Hello, welcome back to my channel, JoJo's Homemaker and Lifestyle. Well, I got a new camera. It was my birthday the other day, and Ade, bless him, bought me a new DJI camera, and I've wanted one for so long, and I've got one, and this is what I'm filming on. So I'm hoping the quality is going to be a lot better than before. Now, this is the very first time I've used it, so I am still getting used to it, so you'll have to bear with me. I really hope this works out. I've not really got much planned. Ade's just gone back to work. I've just got this all set up, fingers crossed. So I'm just going to make us a coffee or a cup of tea. I think I'll make us. So yeah, I'm going to pop the kettle on and make us a drink. Now, it really isn't very warm, or I'm not very warm anyway. Ade seems to think it's okay, but I'm freezing. So I've got my gilet on. Shouldn't have to have this on indoors, should I? I'm going to pop the heating on in here because it really isn't very warm. And Ade wanted a cup of tea, so let's make him a cup of tea. And I will have one with him. Now, not sure what I'm going to do for tea today. Myself and Ade went out for a little bite to eat earlier on, so we're not that hungry. There's some cottage pie left in from the other day. Ryan can have that, and there's a little piece of belly pork and some little rolls, and I thought I'll cook them out and we'll have pulled pork on the rolls and maybe some potato wedges or something like that, or some roast vegetables with it. Not sure yet, but yeah, that's a funny story actually. While we've got the pork, my mum, it was so funny. She rung me the other day, Joanne, I've been and bought some. Bear in mind, when she rung me, she was poorly in bed. She says, I bought some Gousto meals. And she says, and they're coming today. And I says, oh, how lovely. I says, well, don't be getting up and cooking today. You're not well enough. Oh, no. You only put them in the microwave. And I said, you don't, Mum. They come with cards and you have to cook them from scratch. It just comes with the ingredients. So she was gutted. She thought she was just going to be able to just pop them in the microwave and literally warm them up. So I said, look, let me have them and I'll make them all up for you and let you have them back. So all you've got to do is pop them in the microwave. So that's what she did. She literally, Colin brought them round that night, and then when he bought them the following day, I just made all the meals for them. So and then we took them straight round. So she was over the moon. But there was a couple that were not that easy to do that she could just microwave. So she said, "I'll just keep them." And one of them was the belly pork. So we'll have that tonight. There's not really enough for three of us. So, like I say, I've got some leftover cottage pie, so Ryan can have that, and we'll have the belly pork. Right, what am I doing? Tea. Now, we like Earl Grey. Never thought I'd say that, but we do. But I can't drink ordinary tea or even ordinary Earl Grey. It makes me really poorly. And I think it's the tannins in the tea. So I bought myself some TikTok, and it's Earl Grey, and it doesn't upset me. So it must be the tannins in the tea, because this doesn't have tannins in it, and it's just as nice. So that's what I have. Don't know why, tea never used to upset me. I used to love tea, I drunk it all the time, but now for some reason it really upsets me. It's okay if I have it first thing in the morning, but if I have it in the day, I don't feel very well at all. So Ade has his black, and I have mine with just a splash of milk in. People can be so funny what teas they like. I don't know what you like. What's your favourite tea? Put in the comments below. I'd be interested to know. Ade's nephew's wife, she only likes Yorkshire tea. In fact, when they came, it was quite funny. He had to go out and get us some Yorkshire, not Ade, but her husband, Follow, had to go out and get her some Yorkshire tea because she just will only drink. She loves Yorkshire tea. Making you a cup of tea, I hadn't forgotten. Ah, that's it. Now, I don't know what just happened there, but I went over there and the camera stuck for some reason. I don't know if it's because I've got it on where it follows your face, which is why it's moving. And Ade just walked in. And when he was round here, he was going to say hello. The camera stayed facing that way, so I don't know if maybe I'd gone too far and it got stuck. Not sure why it did that, but anyway, it did. So that's mine. You can stay there, stay there. It's ever so clever. It's just following me around. No, I know. Yeah, yeah. It's recording me. Look, there you go. Look, it follows me around wherever I go. So clever, isn't it?
You can put it there. Do whatever you want to just follow.
Yeah, and when I'm baking. So now.
Oh, you're taking that.
You can take that. So yeah.
Half a cup.
Oh, it's moaning. It's got half a cup. You moaner. Is that enough? Do you want a bit more in?
Yeah, I know my place.
See you later. It's ever so clever, isn't it? There you go. Look, if I move over here, it follows me. It's as if I've got my own camera crew now. Right. I don't want it to turn back. I'm going to go in the other room, which is behind the camera. So let's see if it does follow me right round. Let's just see. Yes, it does. That's so clever. It's very clever. Right then. Now, I need a napkin. God, I've made a mess. There we go. So that is all done. Now then, I'll show you the little bit of pork we've got because it is only a little bit. There might not be enough for both of us. It was a meal for two, but you have all the stuff with it. But I have bought some ribs because I thought Ade might like those. So let me show you. I've bought those today. But the bit of pork I've got is really only, well, yeah, it's not big enough for both of us. That's it. It is only small though. It's only a small one. But we've got these to have it on. Those ciabatta rolls. And I think you make some stuffing with it and you have it with stuffing, that and something else, but I'm not sure yet. I've got to look at the card. So let's get the card out and have a look. I'll put them in here out the way. Have a look. What does it say? This was the Indian style spiced chicken schnitzel, which we had last night. That was really nice. So we had that. Mum let us keep that and the pork. So we had that last night with coleslaw and that was really nice. Here it is. So yeah, you have potato wedges with it. And let's have a look what it says. Pork belly hog roast, apple sauce and stuffing. That's what the apple's for then. I wondered what that was for. So that will be absolutely lovely. So I think now we'll make the stuffing together. And then that's done then. So let's do that. Now, this is set to follow my face, but you're not going to be able to see here unless I put you down a little bit. Maybe that's better. Is that better? Can you see? Can you see the counter all right there? I think you can, can't you? Right, let me put my hair up first before I go and wash my hands. So that's my hair up. I'm going to go wash my hands now. Right then, so we will need a bowl. So this bowl will do. This bowl will do. Now I need to read the instructions for this. So let's have a look for the stuffing. Okay, add a knob of butter to a bowl with 50 ml of boiled water. So a knob of butter. And the kettle's just boiled, so that's great. 50 ml. So that's done. Then, once the butter has melted, add the chopped shallot. So I've got a little shallot in here. I need to chop that up. I'd be really interested to know in the comments, please, if you are able to see this better, if the quality is significantly better than usual, and the sound and everything. Because I know I can probably get a little idea when I'm editing it. You don't really know properly until you see it on TV. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Right. Let's chop these little shallots. Or should I say this little shallot. And this is making the stuffing. There we go. So I add those to the water. Once it's melted, have the chopped and the breadcrumbs and the sage. So we've got some dried sage here. We add that. And the breadcrumbs. There we go, give it a mix. Oh, and salt and pepper as well. Do you know, I don't think that's enough water. How many? 50 ml it said, and 40 grams of breadcrumbs. Yes, right. And with 50 ml of water. Doesn't look enough water, it doesn't look wet enough. I'm going to put a little bit more water in here. There we go. That's better. I'm going to put a little bit more in, I think. I've made enough stuffing in my life to know that it needs more water. I'm sorry, Gousto, but I think it needed 100 ml, not 50. So once that's done, season with salt and pepper. Pepper, salt. And another mix. Well, I'm going to use my air fryer because I had a new air fryer for Christmas. I'm not even sure if I've showed you that. I will show you my new air fryer. But I'm going to put this in that, so I'm going to get something to put it in. Probably make a little thing to put it in foil, like a little foil tray I'll make. And then it can just sit in the air fryer. Right then, let's make a little tray, shall we? I think it needs to be a bit lower. That's better. Oh, that's better, isn't it? That's better. There. It's trial and error with the camera, and I will get there eventually. Right, let's make this little something to put this in. That's it. So that is a little, there, look, and I can put the mixture in there. Maybe give it a little spray first with oil so it doesn't stick to it, and then spoon it in there. There. That's really just perfect, I think. I'm not going to compact it too much, but just a little like that. There we go. So that is all done, ready to be put into the air fryer when it's time with the pork. There, pleased with that. So that's all done. Now for the apple. Let's prepare the apple sauce, shall we? Now the apple came damaged. It's got a little bruise that side and a graze that side, which isn't brilliant, but I'm sure we'll get enough apple out of it for what we need. I'm going to make that in a little bowl, in one of these little bowls, I think, because there won't be much. It says 100 ml of water for the applesauce, and I don't think it needs that much. It's only a small apple. In fact, by the time I've cut all these bruises off, this is really bad. This is from Gousto as well. I'm going to show you when I peeled it. That is really bad. Look at that. All the way around. So by the time I've cut all those off, there'll be hardly any apple left. That's a bit naughty, really. It's the cutting off there. It's there, that'll do. So, just a couple of teaspoons of sugar and 100 ml of water, but I'm going to see on that. So let's get a teaspoon. And I'm only going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar because it's an eating apple. It's a dessert apple, so it's going to be sweet. I'm not putting any more than a teaspoon in. And anyway, if it's, well, it won't be sharp. And some water, so let's go do that now, but I don't think it'll be 100 ml. So a teaspoon of sugar. I'll be able to do this in the microwave, to be fair. And let's see, we'll measure 100 ml. I don't think it will want that much. So that's 100 ml of water. I'm just going to put 50 in. And I think 50 ml is enough. And we'll just put that in the microwave. Won't want any more water. If it does, I'll just put a splash in. I don't think it will. I will tell you in the next vlog how easy it was to download onto the computer and edit and everything. See if it's the same as doing it off my phone, because I've always done it off my phone. Right, this is... No, good grief. Do you know what? I'm going to pour some of that water out. I don't think it wants that much in. 100 ml of water? Was too much water. I only put 50 ml in, it's still too much. Thought it would be. we'll leave that to do its thing now. The meals are made for my mum and Colin. One was spaghetti bolognese. The second one was cottage pie. And the third one was haggis. Haggis, mashed potato and green beans with a beautiful sauce. I must say it was very nice. It makes you want to get them again, it does, I must say, because I did used to have them. Although I think personally, it's personal preference, if I was to get them, I prefer HelloFresh, because they come in it's all recyclable, so there's no like plastics and things like that to get rid of, but they come in, each meal comes in an individual bag, and each individual bag is numbered. And then you've got your menu cards, which are also numbered, which are the same number as the food bag. And I just find that so much easier. You just put the bags in your fridge as they are. Whereas Gousto, everything just comes chucked in a box. Probably hence why the apple was so bruised. It's just all chucked in. You've got your raw meat separate, granted, but everything else is just chucked in all together. So it's rattling round together in this big box. So it's not brilliant. I don't think the packaging is that good, to be fair, on Gousto. But the food in general is on par, really. The reason I did stop having HelloFresh, one of the main reasons, was because the meat wasn't lasting long enough. When it was coming, it wasn't lasting the length of time I got them for. Like, if I had got 5 meals, for example, you would expect whatever meat was there, whether it be chicken, pork, beef, anything, would last those 5 days. But the meats were dated in order during those 5 days. So I was governed to have what meals they told me to have on that day, more or less, if I was wanting to eat the meat fresh. I couldn't have, like, the pork, for example, which this is just an example. I couldn't have pork, say, if I didn't fancy pork that day, I couldn't have it like on the 2nd, 3rd or even the 5th day. I'd got to have it on the 1st day, because that pork might have that day's date on it. So that was what put me off. And it got to the point where I was freezing the meat as soon as I got it, which shouldn't be having to do, really. I mean, I would never have more than 5 days meal. Well, 5 days date on meat isn't long, is it? So obviously it was in their storeroom. They were having it a lot longer. And I do understand that they have to turn it around, they have to buy it from their supplier, then it sits in their store until they package it up and what have you, but I didn't think it was great personally. You know what? I think that's perfect. There. Not loads, but enough for 2 rolls. There you go, look. That is the apple sauce. And that's really nice, pleased with that. There we go. So this is my air fryer here. I've got a Ninja air fryer. It's quite a big one, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this tray up here. So as you can see, I've took the middle bit out, because you can do this in 2 sections and have it on different temperatures. You could have this side on one temperature and the other side on another, or you can have it on the what they call the mega zone and have it all on one temperature, all of it. So that's what I'm going to do, because the rack of ribs will lay along there and then the pork can go behind it. So I'm just going to put this back in here like this, and there we go. And it's a lovely little gadget, as you can see, look, there you go. But I don't need it on as yet, it's a bit early. I might need that a little bit later. So that's all there ready. Now what I'm going to do is cut these fruits up and put them in. Ouch! Oh, that was a bit sharp. Anyway, what I'm going to do is cut these fruits up. We've got pineapple and a mango, so that'll be nice to snack on as well a little bit later. So let me just cut that up. Need a board. Right, so let's do this mango. No, we'll do the pineapple first. But I will need a potato peeler to peel the mango. But for now, we'll do that. Pineapple. That is about it. The thing with mango, it's nearly all stone. That will be nice. Look at that, that looks really nice. Lovely fresh mango and pineapple fruit salad. Very nice. So that will be lovely for afters, that will. And I've asked Ryan and he's quite happy having the cottage pie, so that's what he's having, so I'll be having this with Addy. Now I am going to do it on this kitchen paper because I want it's got to dry really, I don't want it too wet, so it'll absorb any juices that come out of it. And I don't like touching raw meat, but I will touch this. Now it has to be scored, so I'm just going to cut that like that, like so. There we go. So I just need some more paper just to dab on the top because it's got to be really dry. So there we go. Now it wants plenty of salt putting on the top. There. That's it. Lovely. Now that's all done. So that's all scored, salted, ready for the air fryer. So now I can put all the rubbish that we've got here in the bin. And keep this kitchen nice and tidy, because I spent ages cleaning the other day and getting everywhere absolutely lovely. In fact, I went round the whole house getting everywhere lovely. We've got guests arriving on Friday. I'm not quite sure what's happening in Skegness. I think something's happening. We had another booking again yesterday. It's only 4 rooms out, but even so, that's quite busy for this time of year. Hopefully that's a sign of what's to come. You never know, it's probably a sign of a really good season ahead. Fingers crossed. The fruit, I think I'm going to probably put it in the fridge. I'll put it in the fridge. We've got shopping coming tomorrow, which is a good job because the fridge is a little bit sparse. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's not a lot of food in there. So that'll be a good thing. Cottage pie's out, gravy's out. Easy to eat tonight. Right then, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. So I need to, it's switched on, so I need to put it on with the power. We want it on air fry, so I turn it down to air fry. We want the mega zone because it wants to be all of it, and we want it on 1 180, so turn it down to 180. It needs 15 minutes on. Oh, it needs 2 minutes, 3 minutes to warm up. So let's press start. So now, as soon as it gets down to 15 minutes, I can pop the pork in. And as you can hear, it's not very loud, really. It really is brilliant, but I am still getting used to it. I cooked chicken in it the other day. It was slightly underdone. I had to pop it back in, so it's going to take a while to get used to it. I'm not used to the oven, and once I am a little bit more used to it, I'll be able to maybe bake some cakes in it. You never know, because I think you can bake in it. Well, you can bake, so that'll be nice. Right, so the pork should be done. It's not actually. So I'm going to pop that back in. I'm going to turn it up to 200 like it suggested. Air fry 200 mega zone, and it wants an extra 6 minutes. So we'll give it an extra 6 minutes, and in the meantime I'm going to warm these ciabattas up. So I'm going to take this stuffing out because that is done, but the meat isn't quite done. So I'm going to move that more to the centre and pop that back in. So put Ade's there, put mine here. I just want that. And then Ade can have the rest, so that's it. And that's our dinner there. So now I just need to put the pork in the rolls once it's done. There we go. So that is done. Just needs slicing now. So I'm going to slice that. Looks nice. Although after saying that, it looks a bit pink underneath. You see, I'm not used to this air fryer. I'm going to put that back in. I don't think that's done. So I've popped it back in for another 5 minutes because I don't think it's done, and I am still getting used to that air fryer. That's the second time that's happened. It's quite frustrating actually. I need to take some air frying lessons. Oh, that's frustrating. It's had quite a long time on the air fryer. I asked GTP. It's not following me. It's not on.
No, I can see the.
I can put it on.
No.
Anyway, it's cooked until you get to the bottom and it's a little bit pink, so I've tipped it upside down, which is a bit of a shame because I've got all the top all nice and crusty. Now it won't be because it's sat in the juices, but anyway, it'll still be tasty. Now it's done. So I'll cut it on there, I think. Oh, holy moly. Right then. Now we can start constructing our ciabattas. That's better. There's no pink in there now. So just going to slice this and then put it in here. There we go. So looks very nice, must say. You know what would be nice? Dipped in that juice. That will be so tasty. There. Now we want the stuffing. So we need a little spoon for that. It's very crumbly. See, See, I still don't think there was really enough water in that, but anyway, there's that. And then the applesauce. My hands are clean. Yeah, this looks nice, doesn't it? Look at that. Okay. Would you please, Ade, seeing as you're here, take these away for me. Take this away for me. There you go, thank you very much. So, there you go. Crispy belly pork with stuffing and applesauce with barbecue spare ribs, and that is our tea tonight. And it looks rather delicious, I must say. This one's mine, and that's what it looks like. That really does look delicious. So, I hope you enjoyed that vlog. A little bit of, well, it was a bit all sorty really, wasn't it? But I'm getting used to my new dingle dongle. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed our meal. We're certainly going to enjoy it, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you soon. Bye!